So you'll encounter Ardha Uttanasana, or the standing half forward bend, in almost every yoga class. So it's one of those poses that people tend to zip through and not fully come into. So we're going to break it down, and I'll be offering variations. So there's just a few precautions you might want to take if you have any injuries. If you suffer from sciatica, take a really wide stance with the feet. If you have back problems, you're going to want to maybe use a chair out in front or grab the wall and keep your knees bent. And then also, if you have a sensitive neck, just avoid the gaze forward and instead just gaze down. So, all right, here we go.
From your downward facing dog, inhale, bend your knees and look forward. And then as you exhale, step or take a little baby hop to the top of your mat. So feet can either be right next to each other with the big toes touching and the heels apart, or if you're a little bit newer to yoga, you might want to step your feet about inner hip distance apart, just to give yourself a little bit more space to balance and ground yourself. So in the feet, we want to make sure that we're stepping all the way down with the front ball of the foot right behind your big toe, and also the inner edge of your heel. We'll slightly press by the pinky toe and then the outer edge of the heel. So just start to feel your weight shifting and notice those four corners of the foot, and then pressing the inner edges of the foot in to balance yourself. So moving into Ardha Uttanasana, which is sometimes called a halfway lift. So we'll inhale and start to lift your chest up, lift your heart. So you'll lift your heart with a straight spine. So if you have a mirror next to you, or you want to go check yourself in a mirror, this is a good time to check your spine, make sure that your back is perfectly flat. Depending on where you are in your practice, you might need to place your hands on your knees, on your shins, or maybe you can place your fingertips in line with your toes, or even bring your palms flat. Or if you're really familiar with this pose, you can turn your fingertips towards the back of the room and place the palms flat. So you also want to make sure that your femur bone right at your hip socket is lined up perfectly with your ankle. We don't want to hyperextend the knees, and you'll know that you're hyperextending your knees because you'll be sticking your butt out. So go ahead, pull it back in. This is another good place where you can check yourself in the mirror, make sure that you got all of those in line and in correct line together. So we're lifting the heart, our shoulder blades are peeling back. A lot of the time we tend to shrug our shoulders, so go ahead and check, see if your shoulders are up by your ears or if they're open. You're lifting your heart, opening up your chest and sending the shoulder blades back and down. So you'll want to just follow wherever your body's at right now, right here today. Sometimes in the morning, it's better to just place the hands on the knees or the shins, or maybe by the end of a long class or practice, you'll start to be able to reach the fingertips closer to the floor or down by the ankles. So just be with your body wherever your body is today. Lift your heart, straight spine, perfectly flat back, and slightly turn your gaze forward. This is your Ardha Uttanasana, your halfway lift, your flat back, your heart offering.
So I hope this video showed you what a yummy stretch this pose is for the back and for the legs, and makes you feel nice and strong in the abdomen. Just remember that in this pose we tend to shift our weight back into our heels, so just be conscious of your weight distribution. Namaste.